We've got a good noodle going.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Tell her, Heinz.
Responsibility.
Ooh.
I'm about to teach my son about what responsibility actually is. He thinks it's only about getting up at time.
Oh,
Well, there's a little thing called money he needs to be very responsible with.
yes, because with that comes accountability, right?
Yeah. Ooh, good one.
Ooh. Yes. How old is your son again?
Oh, he's 17 and thinks he knows everything. He's in a foster
Oh,
home. The foster mom gets told she don't know anything and stuff like that. Oh, well, I sort
yes.
of agree with the foster mom on this one when it comes to money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, I had three boys that all were 17 months.
It's the time they know everything.
Yes. Yes. Expanding to become young adult men and then wanting still to be the young boy at the same time. Yes. Interesting enough, in fact, we had a couple of friends, but one of the friends I spoke with, he was a police officer. And he said the biggest problem they have in communities basically is with the 17-year-old male because of them, trying out new things, expanding. It's just part of their being. And it's usually silliness that they would do, right? But that would still get them into trouble. So it's one of those things. Once my boys got past that, we were on much better ground.
Mm.
Yeah. I know, Lily. My Roomba is
Yeah.
going this morning, and it was in the kitchen, so I went into the living room. The dogs followed me in there, and one crawled on the couch beside me, and before I knew it, the Roomba was at my feet. So I've been maneuvering around the house to get away from the Roomba. The dog keeps following me.
You got to
Hmm.
explain, but
The
is
what was
it
on your feet?
Sorry?
The what was on your feet?
I have no idea. Roomba had to follow, and dogs had to follow. So, oh.
the Roomba is a vacuum cleaner, Heinz.
It's a robotic vacuum cleaner, is what a Roomba is.
Oh, that one. Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know what a Roomba or whatever you said was. I
Ah,
just, huh.
because Roomba is can also be dancing, right?
Yeah, I thought about dancing. So you are dancing around? Well, that's a positive thing. Yeah.
Some days I am.
That's when you feel the vibration in the air and just go
Hmm.
nuts with it.
So responsibility.
With ease was Jesse's addition.
Mm.
Responsibility with ease.
Yes, because when that message is provided to the 17-year-old, it's the tone that is provided that can be with ease
Mm. Mm.
or with, um, what's a good word we can use? Or with not, right? It's not received with ease either. So,
Mm.
Nope.
yeah.
Easy, not forced. Easy's patient. And easy's not always easy. So glad to have you this morning, Nanette.
Oh, thank you.
And Allison Word's word was collaboration.
Mhm.
responsibility or responsible collaboration that's easy.
By example.
Mm.
I think I have to show him the math even behind that thing with the money. He might think that it would approximately be, I don't know if it's $1,200 or so. That sounds like a lot when you get it a month, but as soon as you divide it down to what you have a day, it's not that much.
Mm. After the big items are cut out, are used. Let's say another 1, 2 lines. The big items that are always there. Or could be there.
Well, he's pretty good at seeing things when I explain it, so I just hope he can see it the way I try to explain it, with a little humor and a lot of serious.
Mm.
Yeah, it sounds like you've put a lot of effort into the messaging to make it comprehensible by him, and yet him not becoming offended. More of
Yeah.
a learning for him rather than a teaching for him, that he's engaged to learn it and not close his eyes and shut his ears.
Just explain a simple thing, that you only buy what you need, and then at the end of the money cycle, before you get new money, you can reward yourself if you want to spend a little more. But until then, you don't know what you got.
Mm.
And save for that big thing that you want.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So, the choice.
And just because you have money doesn't mean you need to spend it.
I was just thinking again about the ease and the heart space and the learning. And I think people hear us sharing our own vulnerable experience with money. There's space for them to choose what they want and what they don't.
Yep. Leading by example.
Mm. And it's the one time I think as an adult where you can lead by demonstration of where you, as your choices, didn't get you what you want.
Mhm.
And I was thinking about my daughter and talking to her about savings and investment. It's the one time where she could do better than what we could. Not the only time, but I mean, it was a big one. I thought. Because there are those curveballs come along in life that we can't predict.
And how we respond to those curveballs.
I was thinking that as I said it. I was thinking back to those 3 states of energy that I liked so much that they teach in astrology about the signs. There are 3 positions that the signs take. It can either be cardinal, which is the beginning of a season, or they can be malleable, which is in the middle of a season, or they are fixed. And so, how do we take a curveball? To a wobble and a wiggle, and eventually a giggle with the breakthrough. Just recognize those 3 steps again. So the fixed is that it's just that season ends because there's going to be a next one. When you think about nature, spring ends, but we never really know what day it's going to end on. And it doesn't really end on one day. It usually takes a week.
See, when I talk to him, that he thinks responsibility is something that you do, no? Something that you are because of the way you are doing things. It's a collaboration of everything.
Very nice.
And I can say, wow, you're doing that. That's one part of it, but there's still lots of part to it. And it's not just because you're doing it, it has to become your normal.
Mm-hmm. A new normal, Hans.
Yeah. Because if responsible was something you only work part-time, then most people can be responsible a little time at a time.
That's right.
If it's once a month, well, I didn't use the money today, but I'm going to use everything tomorrow. Then responsible is not what you are, it's just something you do. So today, if he calls today, or if it's gonna be tomorrow, because his foster mom told him, "I'm gonna call your dad and talk to him about this." So he knows what he's in for.
Shame.
So, Heinz, that is just an incredible win
Mhm.
that she is resorting to you for support.
Mhm.
Oh, we work together.
That's
We work for
awesome.
his best interest. Like I tell my son, well, he calls her mom, what mom says is in your best interest. It's the same I'm saying. It may even the social, though he don't like what they're saying, well, they're doing what they're doing in his best interest.
Mm.
Yeah.
I have to explain that to him sometimes, but sometimes I see, oh, they maybe should have chosen their words a different way.
Mm. Mm.
He's a hard person, so you can't talk to him about mind things. It's just leaving him behind in one way. He's not very good with school and stuff like that, but he's so creative. And
Mm.
now he started in a different school where they're learning carpenting and stuff like that. And he's the best in his class because they don't have math or Danish.
Mm.
So he's way more creative. He don't go out and talk like the other people in his class. They're outside talking every hour or so. Well, he just stands and works until it's lunchtime, and then he eats, and then he goes back to work. And I'm telling him that's the right way of doing it.
Absolutely. So let me try this. I don't know how this is going to go. So he's invested in his carpentry.
Yep, that's what I
So
told
that,
him all.
yeah, so that energy that he feels while he's doing it, and then he has the reward of seeing what he's completed. But
Yep,
he had to really focus. He had to experience a sense of responsibility to his piece that he was carving or making. And I'm wondering if in there somewhere how you can use that capacity of his and translate it to how to work with money.
yeah, I'm
Because
gonna
he's
use a little of
quality.
everything.
Sorry.
I'm gonna use a little bit of everything because I realized it's the last 2.5 months ever since he started there on that new sort of school where they don't have to do the theoretical work in the same way. And before that, he was sort of very, very, what's it called? Not thriving, miss thriving in a way, because he
Mm,
didn't get school. It was like, well, I explained to him, well, school, you learn a lot of stuff, but it only counts 1 week when you're going to the exams. So if you have a bad day, when you're working with your hands, well, you create something each and every day.
mm,
It's way more satisfying. And it was the same way I had to. I didn't like
mm,
school that much either, even though I actually was good at it.
mm,
I didn't see the days as mattering, only the 1 week a year that really mattered when
mm,
it's the examinations. But I think it's because he's a hard person. He needs to be creative, not thinking is way too much. And when the social said, well, you need help with it, and then he got a tutor, of course, then he didn't want to do it himself. He just made the tutor do it. Why even try when they say you can't do it? So I said it was some misprogramming he's chosen there, but he chose to let go of all the school and deprogram himself already. That's it. That's a good thing. You
mhm,
need to trust what you're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
But he's building his confidence, and he's actually starting to eat better and everything now. So he's building his body. He didn't thrive that much before, so he wasn't very good at all the other stuff. But that's natural, I think. When you're not thriving, you'll go down everywhere.
Mm.
An engine without oil will burn much more than just one part of the engine.
Mm.
And I'm not gonna try to tell him my way. Nope. I want him to see it his way. I want him to actually work with me. I'm not gonna do all the work for him.
Mm.
I'll give him the advice and explain what I've been doing. But as I'm telling him with everything, it's all about your choice.
Mm.
And then I'll probably use that. Then show me you can be responsible.
That's right.
Sort of like reverse psychology, isn't that?
Mm-hmm.
It's been imprinted in me from years and years of experience. But when I look at it, he doesn't have any experience to learn from, so I have to explain it in a way that's that he can digest in a way and understand.
Yes.
So it's an expansive experience, not only for him but also for me.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have to show my responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
So teaching him is by being it.
I'll say this. Um, I read the biography of one of them, of Warren Buffett. It's called Snowball. And when he
Snowball.
was, yeah, when he was 12, you know who Warren Buffett?
Nope.
Okay, so I think he's at number 3 now. I'm not sure, but for a long time he was the richest man in the world. So this was about, the autobiography. The biography was, obviously it's about his whole life. And
Mm.
he was 12. His friends used to go to the barber for their haircuts, and he didn't want to do that. So his friends asked him, "Why do you still have your mom cutting your hair?" And he said, "Well, I saved this fee from the barber." And they looked at him and said, "But it's only this much." And he said, "In 10 years, because of compound interest, it will be worth that for me."
Mm.
I mean, this kid of 12, you know, you think about just, I mean, it blew my mind away when I read that. So, I mean, as an adult, I often used to think, oh God, there goes my compound interest. And it's applicable to a lot of things.
Yep. You know, then she said he has a tendency to take the bus to where I live, Aalborg, and go out and eat and some money. Then I'm gonna suggest to him, why don't you just go to the supermarket and buy the raw material and go home and make it yourself and have your mom help you, because that'll actually show you responsibility that you can cook for yourself.
Mm.
I'm gonna use everything that he's ever said to me, not against him, but in a way that he can get a
Mm.
different perspective on how to get responsibility.
Mm. It's interesting that, hey, responsibility provides a sense, not only a sense, but it provides an opportunity for freedom,
Yep.
for choice. So there's not a guarantee.
No. You want a guarantee, you need to buy a toaster. And it only lasts 2 years, the guarantee. My mom always told me that, well, you want a guarantee, you buy a toaster. Nothing is in life is certain.
No, accepting the uncertain.
Yeah. And then allowing the possible possibilities to flourish.
There you go. I was just thinking now with that about how we get taught about how to fall physically. The more you can relax into the fall,
Mm.
the better the outcome.
It is sort of like this you said about the flow.
Mm, mm. Is that your bird?
Nah, she's been tweeting at me all day, so ever since I was sitting on the bed, because she wants, like everybody else, just wants company. I think that's the only time she's tweeting now. She don't sing very much anymore.
Oh.
Well, it's probably been a year she hasn't been singing that much because she used to sing half an hour each morning and a half hour as soon as the sun was setting. So
Oh.
I think it's natural for birds to sing at that time because I wake up as soon as the sun's getting up outside and she still has her blanket over, and I realize the birds outside are singing. And the same
Mm-hmm.
when it goes down, they start singing again.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's pretty natural that they sing at that time, but I think she's gotten that old that she just likes to only be get in here, get in here. That's the only time she has something to say.
And the sound of your bird there, Heinz, was really nice. I just popped my head outside here and the birds are silent. I think we're going to get a storm.
Oof.
Mm.
They're good at telling about the weather.
Mm-hmm. They're not even at the feeder right now.
Whoa. A low pressure.
Yeah.
And that just shows how attuned animals are to energies. How much we forgot ourselves that
Mm.
when people live mountaineers, or what do you call them, guides in the mountains, they know a storm is coming 5 hours ahead because they sense it in the air.
Mm.
We've gotten so used to, oh, we can just turn on the TV and watch what's the weather gonna be like.
Yep. Growing up on the farm, we had similar things because sometimes you saw a storm coming and the cattle would stay out in the field, and other times they rounded themselves up and made it up to the barns and were closer to the buildings. They already knew what was coming. They could sense it.
Yeah. And they know if it's gonna be big or small. That if it's the bigger it is, the more likely they are to go home.
Mm-hmm.
Safety. So we lost so much of ourselves by trusting the gadgets instead of trusting ourselves. And it's not long you need to take a week on a survival course, and you'll probably get attuned way more to treasures.
So I think I'm going to add my word to responsibility and ease. And was it collaboration that Allison had? And my word is going to be actually one of the first words I said was accountability.
Often we hold other accountable for our own mistakes, but it's what we need to learn to do for ourselves.
Absolutely. Because we have to look at ourselves at the end of the day in the mirror or first thing in the morning.
Accountability and collaboration go very much hand in hand. As do responsible and accountability.
Mm-hmm.
And to remember the secret source of ease.
Yeah, ease, and doesn't mean it has to be easy.
No, but with no force, right? As Jesse said.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So I need to go, but I've got a little quote that I'll read because I feel like it relates very much to what it means to be in collaboration. And it goes like this. I will approach each day knowing that those who have gone before me are watching, and those who come after me will reap what I do with that day. That was written by somebody called Joseph Marshall. Thank you so much for a perfect start to my day.
Have a
Have a
blessed
great
day,
day,
Alison.
everybody. Yeah, you guys too.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks, Allison. Bye-bye, Allison.
Bye.
I think I'm going to go too.
Have a blessed day, Annette.
Yeah.
Annette, thanks for coming.
Have a great day. You take care.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, how about you, Heinz? You want to hang
Well,
around, or are we complete?
I'm pretty complete. I've got a lot of good things that I can use to explain it to him now.
Ain't that beautiful?
Yeah, a lot of new, not new, but reawakened perspective.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't really think about. It was way more than just the one way of looking at it now. Now I got lots of different approaches to teach him about it.
Fantastic. Well,
You have a blessed day, Jesse.
thank you. You too, Heinz. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, love and hugs.
Love it.